Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another Greenlight unboxing series, and today we got Greenlight Muscle Series 25. So, this is a good series from Greenlight. Basic muscle cars is what we should expect in this series. I don't exactly recall what's in this set. This is a newer set from Greenlight here. Of course, these are not my cars as usual. They're my buddy Diecast. I tell the story every time. I know you guys that have watched a lot of these are probably sick of it, and definitely are sick of it, because I get some comments saying that you're sick of it. Well, you know what? I'm sorry, but we got to tell you, from my buddy Diecast, check out his YouTube channel. He gets this stuff sent to me, and I forward it to him overseas, and it just works out where I get to unbox this stuff on my channel. So, anywho and how, let's go ahead and get into Greenlight Muscle Series 25. Let's hope we score a chase. I'm pretty sure the chases in these cases are raws, not green machines. And I know that because I did open one of these cases for my buddy SC Diecast, which, by the way, SC Diecast, great place to get Greenlight here if you're in the States. They sell it through their Facebook page, completely reasonable prices, great people and all that. And they're kind of local to me. So if you can support them, that's cool to me too. All right. Anyway, Greenlight Muscle Series 25. Let's go ahead and get into it. Again, we're going to get to see some nice, basic, clean-looking muscle cars. This is 1967 Dodge Corvette RT Hemi in this beautiful color green, forest green. It looks very good. It's got a green interior too. You probably won't be able to see that here, but it does, I swear. Serial numbers on these, I don't think we're going to be able to look at because they're printed. They're very, very hard to see, and not going to be able to see them on there because they're not on a stickered paper like they usually are. So there you go, Series 25. Card art wise, if you guys are familiar with the GL Muscles card art, there's really not much to write home about there. It looks good. It's just there's no rendering of the vehicles or anything like that. They keep it pretty basic, which is totally fine with me because I'm sure that helps keep the cost down on buying these vehicles. So if you had to sacrifice something and card art is it, go for it every single time because I open everything anyway, right? I think they could even ditch the clamshell if they really wanted to. Just saying, Greenlight, if that's costing you more money, you could probably ditch it. It really doesn't last longer than cardboard anyway because they get scratched up when you're storing them and they move around and all that stuff. They don't look this crisp and clean forever. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Let's continue on here. Next up is the 1969 Mercury Cougar Eliminator, and this thing looks actually fantastic in blue. Surprised I passed this up. I think I bought one car from this set. Pretty sure. If I remember correctly, we'll find out as we go through them. But yeah, this one in blue looks good. I love this casting. I do like this tooling quite a bit. I'm sure I picked this up debating on getting it, and then I just didn't end up getting it for whatever reason. Maybe I will end up picking it up eventually. I just don't want to get into the point where I'm having every single version of this casting, even though I do like it. I already have probably like 4 or 5 of them, and I just shouldn't buy anymore is what I'm trying to say. But I'm telling you, when it comes out in a nice color like this with some good wheels and stuff like that, it sure is tempting to grab it. So, but I gotta tell myself no. 2019 Dodge Durango SRT. This is a pretty good casting. It's cool to see it here. It's in like that battleship gray or destroyer gray or whatever they call it for Mopar. It's a nice casting. It's a really cool casting. I've actually got, I think, 3 versions of this, or 3 or 4 versions of this tooling already. So again, it's not one that I'll grab, but out of all the ones that are available, this would be a good one to get because of its basic color scheme. A lot of this Durango, I think they put out in police liveries. So if you want one that's just stock, this would not be a bad move to go ahead and snag on this because it'll be probably the least expensive one to try to get, right now that's in just a regular like civilian sort of livery. And it's got a cool color to it. I like it. So, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. about that guy. All right, number 3. We got 3 more cars. We're halfway through. This one I totally debated on getting, and I didn't. The 2020 Chevy Corvette C8 Stingray in kind of a racing livery. I'm not familiar with the livery. Kaizen Autosport. Apologize. I'm sure that's a legit thing. I just am not familiar with it. So it's their C8 tooling. It's a pretty decent tooling. To me, it's not quite as good as the Auto Roller or the Mini GT, but I still think they did a pretty good job on it. One of the neat things about it, I guess it's a gift and a curse, that this top comes off. And actually, you know what? On this version of it, does it come off? It might not, because there's no rubber band here. So I wonder if they fixed that to the body. I think it does come off. You know, maybe it doesn't on this one. It does on all the other ones that I've seen so far. It comes off and usually have a rubber band holding it on in the packaging. But maybe in this one the packaging's tight enough where they just didn't need to do that. The engine cover does open, but normally on this the top does come off, so you can kind of take that hard top off and it gets like a whatever, kind of a spider look to it. But anyway, it's a nice looking livery. I didn't pick it up, and I was very, very tempted to, because it does look pretty good in this white and blue. It's just how many of these, again, can you add to your collection? I don't know. But that's the one thing I will say about Greenlight. I do like that they do it, actually, that they put out a ton of different variations of the same tooling, because if you want to get a tooling and you don't like the first version of it, just don't get it. Because they're going to put out a ton of different ones, so you can kind of pick and choose. Now, you don't want to sleep on them, because they will become, hard to get eventually. A little bit more difficult to get eventually, I should say, but yeah. So here's a 2021 Ford Mustang Mach 1. This is a newer tooling from Greenlight. I've already got a couple versions of this too. And it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good in this white, kind of a black strip on the hood there. Again, you can't really see the serial number on it. The rims are kind of interesting. Not the best rims, I don't think, for the Mustang, but they are like a legit prototypical wheel. And, it's cool for you Mustang lovers. Now, I did get to see this one. This is the one that I pulled from the case when I was at my local show, when I was just, opening up a case while my buddies SC Diecast were setting up. He just let me crack open the case. I opened it just to check out this series, and I pulled a raw of this. I didn't buy it from him because I don't really collect them, but man, did it look really cool in raw. So anyway, I like when they do the raw chases. It's kind of cool. I don't think they're any more limited than Green Machines, but anyway. All right, and then here's this 1981 Ford Mustang Cobra. I did snag this one, so this is the only one I got. And I do have a couple versions of this casting, but I thought that this one looked good enough to pick up. And everybody loves a Fox body Mustang, right? And this is a really cool version of it, I think. So I love those rims. It's like 3-spoke rims. I don't know. They just so, appropriate for the time, right? Era correct. Totally dig it. And then the red and the orange. I just think it looks good. Okay. There you go. And that's it for this series. So I would say it's a pretty solid series. Out of all of them, I didn't grab many of them, but the sole reason for that was because I already have versions of a lot of these toolings. Like this Corvette, I think I have a ton of these different ones, like old ones. This casting's been around for a long time, as I recall. And the Cougar, I've got a few versions of that. I even have a few versions of this. I've got a few versions of that. I've got at least 2 versions of this Mustang, and I've got probably at least 2 versions of this Corvette already. So there's nothing really brand spanking new in this set, but I still think it's a pretty solid set. You guys let me know in the comments down below. As usual, did you pick any of these up? Are you going to pick any up? Is there any that excite you? How would you rate it? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best set possible that you could see in a Greenlight muscle, and 1 being the worst. Where does this one sit? All right, that's going to be it. You guys, thanks again for watching. Check out the Greenlight playlist. There's tons of unboxings that we've done. We've scored chases out of these cases. It's been a real fun series to do. So check those out. Hit that like button, subscribe, all that great, wonderful, fun YouTube stuff, and have yourself a good day.